Okay, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AUB workshop at AUB. I'm so delighted to see all of you here to our workshop, actually creating inclusive online learning experiences with learning with universal design for learning. So our aim for the next 45 minutes is to delve into the principles of UDL, to explore its application and to discover how our courses are using accessibility for all learners, for all type of learners, not only for students with disabilities, but also for all students with different preferences and different learning needs. So without mentioning everything about UDL, because it's very short, and we are here together to learn together. Even if the topic is very new to you, we are going to learn together about UDL. If it is an old topic and you know about it, so we are going to refresh our memory again and discover the updated tools used in universal design. So universal design for learning is the framework for designers to design an inclusive online courses. And the core principles of UDL, those are three: the multiple means of representation, multiple means of action and expression, and multiple means of engagement. We're going to just mention a little bit about each one of them, and then we'll dig deeper into the tools. So multiple means of representation, this principle actually focuses on presenting the information in multiple ways for multiple students and all type of students. So it means like we are offering content in different formats, like text, audio, video, or whatever, providing alternative text for images and graphics, using multimedia to illustrate concepts, and offering diverse reading materials and sources. What do we do when we offer multiple means of representation in our online course? Actually, we provide content in multiple formats. It means we offer course in various formats as mentioned, and we need actually to add like specific things, like provide a transcript for voice, for videos and audio materials. We use text-based alternatives for important visual content. When we ensure that our online platform has a high user-friendly and it is well-structured interface using like clear headings, labels, menus, where our students can navigate the course online. It means we are using a clear and consistent navigation, and which it is essential in our online courses. Also provide multilingual resources if applicable, and this is what we are doing here in our summit today. So we need to provide like many languages for those who speak other languages as well. So this is very important for all type of students. And since we have many online tools, and since the technology is arising a lot, so we have actually alternative tools to use in case of avoiding, or we don't want, or we cannot hire, for example, human being to translate. So we have like auto translator for this. Multiple means of action and expression. Actually, this principle emphasizes allowing learners to demonstrate their knowledge and understanding in various ways. So by allowing for different forms of assessment, and we are going to talk deeper in a few minutes about it, offering choices in how student can respond to question or assignment, providing assistive technology. And if you just watched the talk down, we were talking about the assistive technology, and also we're going to talk about it deeply later, and encouraging creativity and self-expression. So incorporating actually multiple means of action and expression, what is the outcome of incorporating this in our online courses? It offers flexible assignment options. So it means that it means that it is required to allow students to choose from a variety of assignment formats. So you need to include essays, project-based learning, assignment, assessment, oral presentation, whatever. So you need to diversify the type of assessment you're giving. Use rubric and clear expectation. Provide a detailed rubric and a clear assignment instruction, and this helps the student understand expectations and criteria for success. And this is actually very essential, not for students with disabilities. This is essential and crucial for all type of learners as well. Encourage self-paced learning. Allow students to progress through the course at their own pace, of course, with reasonable deadlines. So offer self-assessment quizzes or practice help students to gauge their understanding. The third multiple means, or the third principle in our UDL is multiple means of engagement, where this principle actually it focuses on engaging learners effectively with the course content as well. So offering a variety of activities and learning experience is very important. Providing opportunities for collaboration and peer interaction. Aligning content with learner interest and passion, and we are going to check how we are going to do this. And using inclusive and culturally relevant materials and examples. So what do? We incorporate a mix of activities and assessment, including quizzes, including a group discussion, including problem solving, including project presentations. This is very essential. And create opportunities for students to collaborate together, since the peer feedback and the peer review is very important in a physical class, but it is highly important in online class as well. And use adaptive learning technology or provide optional resources or challenges to allow students to explore topics that align their interest, because we know now that as a student, I have different interests, and I'm interested in some topics, and I have like lower interest in other topics. So in order to let them engage and encourage, thank you so much. Okay. With the content in our online course, we need to align their interest and their passion with the tool and with what we are using in order to deliver this content. So this is very important, and by applying these three principles of UDL, the educators can design the learning experience. It's going to be flexible, adaptable, and responsive. Because we need to actually we need to apply equity in education. We need all students, they have an equal opportunity, okay, and it is inclusive as well. Let me tell you briefly the flow of this session. What we are going to do, I'm gonna distribute for you like those hypothetical lessons, okay? And after each like selective or collection of slides, you are going to write down your suggestions, how you can design this lesson using UDL. I know it's not going to be finalized, but the aim of the session is to apply directly what we have learned now in this session, even though if it is more generic and maybe you will need like more details later on, but let us apply directly and don't be afraid of sharing. So if you don't mind, okay, just to sit two beside each other, because we are going to share those suggestions with our peer, okay, our colleague sitting beside of us, okay. So what we are going to do, this is a sample of done, okay, finalized. So we have a lesson title, we have a hypothetical audience, of course, and we have a lesson objective. And I mentioned the current state of this lesson, and your task is going to apply the UDL principles to this lesson, the hypothetical lesson to ensure it accommodates the diverse type of learners. And it is mentioned. So for each case, you have like a different type of audience and learners. And we are going to suggest for each multiple means few ideas. Multiple means of representation, action and expression, and engagement. And at the end, please, you need to write down this sentence. After applying these UDL principles, what are the outcomes of this lesson? Okay? And we are going to share it all together, if possible. Okay, so best please take one paper and just give it to the one. No, yes. Yes, sure. Okay, while distributing the papers, I'm just gonna mention briefly the benefits of incorporating UDL. So of course, it increased accessibility, it improved the learning outcome, it enhanced engagement, and it applies equity and inclusion as well. And also, we are adapting personalization while using UDL. So first of all, UDL, it ensures that education materials are accessible. This is very important to a wide range of learners. It improved the learning outcomes because it allows learners to engage. Thank you so much. Okay, it allows learners to engage actually with content in ways that aligns with their strength and preferences. This is what we mentioned earlier. So we need to align their interest and their passion with the learning outcome that we need to present at the same time. So they will be more motivated and they will achieve better learning information. It enhances engagement because by providing multiple means of engagement, actually the UDL helps to create more engaging content and more inclusive content for our students. Of course, the most important thing that UDL, it promotes equity because it reduces actually the barriers for learning. So it ensures that all students, they have an equal opportunity to succeed despite their disability or despite their learning needs or preferences. Also, UDL recognizes that learners, they have unique needs and preferences as mentioned, so we are personalizing a little bit the content for them, and this is very important and very essential, very crucial actually, not only for students with disability, as I mentioned, it is for all students with all type of learning needs and preferences. So, do you have the papers in front of you? Okay. All of you have the papers? Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna just say it again. So what you are going to do is to apply UDL. Your task is to apply UDL principles in order to design this lesson, hypothetical lesson, with hypothetical audience, okay, at the end of our session today. So actually incorporating a universal design for learning principles into our online learning platform and virtual classroom is essential for creating inclusive and effective educational experience. So we are going to explore some tools together and how to offer flexible options for students' engagement and expression. So first of all, it's the choice of assignment. So when offering a range of assignment types such as essay, project, discussion forum, quizzes, whatever, this allows actually students to choose the assignment that align with their skills and interest. The same, we need to encourage actually project-based assignments that permit students to explore topics in depth and present their findings in creative way, actually, such as videos, podcasts, or whatever. So they will choose the way to present and to deliver the content in their preference way. Also, as we did with the assignment, we're going to do the same with the assessment, because providing alternative assessment method, like for example, take-home exams, open books, or whatever, actually it encourages the student to at least do the assessment at the end, okay? Also allow students to propose their own assessment format or topics, And this is actually related to another point. I'm going to mention it in a few minutes. So about the presentation styles, give students the choice between individual and group presentation, because we need to, it means that accommodating both for who prefer a solo work or who prefer like a group work. As well, allow students to choose between written, oral presentation, multimedia, whatever which format they want to use in order to present their work. Hi. Yeah. When we say offering both synchronous and asynchronous discussion, it means that in our online courses we have the live session, which students there are opening their mic, their cam. It's like we have a virtual class together. It's in real time. We are talking to them and they are responding at the same time. However, the asynchronous format, it's the not real time, so they have their own time to answer, to respond, and to interact as well. I'm gonna tell you about it in a minute. Provide structured discussion prompts. For those who prefer like a clear guidelines, okay, and open discussions for those who excel like a free-form conversation. So we need to take into consideration both. We need to write a clear direction and clear guidelines for everyone, considering that maybe some students, they like to have a clear guideline, and at the same time, if some of our students like they don't like or they don't love like the clear guidelines, they are more free in form of their discussion forum. So please do give them this freedom, because the outcome that you will gather after this discussion is going to be amazing. How do we give a feedback for our student? Actually implement continuous formative assessment and feedback throughout the course. So we need to give the students opportunity to revise and improve their work. And I'll repeat it again, this is not only for students with disabilities. This is actually applicable for all type of learners. We need to provide like continuous feedback all the time. Since we are assessing them at the end, so they need the choice and the chance actually to get the feedback throughout the work. Allow students to take assessment at their own pace with reasonable deadlines as mentioned, which help actually those who may need additional time or flexibility. I'm gonna give you like 3 minutes to just read the lesson in front of you. What do we have like now as tools or whatever, which idea you like? Just write it down if you think that you would use this idea to design your lesson in front of you. And after like 2 or 3 minutes, please share it with your peer or with your colleague next to you to discuss if those suggestions are applicable. What do you have like other ideas, if you need to know more about it, because we still have others, but we are going just to stop a little bit to think about it, okay? So just take 3 minutes for that, please. Yes.
سوري بس يمكن انا ما كنت مركز، بس هن ورقتين مختلفين.
Yes.
نحن بننقي لسن راندوملي منهم.
Yes.
اوكي، يعني في 1 2 3 4 5 لسن بننقي كجروب.
لا لا يعني we'll have this discussion حتى يكون عندنا فكرة على كذا.
اوكي.
Okay. Hello again. Okay, just to recap, your task is to apply UDL principles in order to design this lesson, and at the end of this workshop, you'll have actually similar to this one. Okay, you will have a similar one. Okay, like you are going to write the suggestions for multiple means of representation, multiple means of action and expression, and multiple means of engagement. And at the end, please write down this sentence: after applying these UDL principles, what are the outcomes and the learning objectives of this lesson? Moving forward, so what about the content and resources? So offer course material in various formats, such as text, audio, video, interactive simulation, because this accommodates actually diverse learning preferences. Also provide supplementary materials, including optional reading, videos, tutorial, allowing students to explore topics in more depth, actually based on their interest. Incorporating peer review, similar to what we are doing now. Hi. and evaluation and assignment, encouraging actually students to assess and provide feedback on their peers' work, fostering collaboration and diverse perspective. As educators, somehow we feel afraid of having like a peer review and peer feedback. But if you remember, we mentioned that the clear guidelines and clear instruction and using the rubric. So once you are using rubrics and using clear guidelines, also you are going to use it once you ask your students to review themselves and to assess or to give feedback. So it's going to be very strict regarding this point, and once you try it, you give your student actually the freedom to think about, okay, I can give a feedback, and how am I giving this feedback? Yes. Hi. Yes. So once you try it, you can see that it is applicable actually with all your students as well. The learning pathway offers students the flexibility to choose the sequence of course, topics or modules. Actually, this is not applicable maybe for all courses. However, when designing the course, if applicable, try not to put your modules or your topics in a sequential format, or at least, even though the student they will choose one module first and then they will continue with the other, it's like they are creating their own learning journey, and at the end they will have the same outcome and the same output. So don't be stick with one sequential topic or modules. They have the freedom also to choose it, knowing that it's not applicable for all type of courses. What is the self-assessment? Enable a student actually to self-assess their understanding of the course material. Again, once you are using a rubric and the clear guidelines and you're putting them in front of them, they will assess. Because the students, they tend to know their mistakes by discovering it and not by telling them where is the mistake. So they need to know how to self-assess, and they need to know actually what to expect and what are the criteria for succeeding at the end. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one. So also, please just take another 2 minutes, okay, to continue your suggestions. If you want to add any other ideas in order to complete the design of your lesson. Okay, so we just have 2 other minutes. And please don't forget to share it with your colleagues. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is a hypothetical lesson, and you need to apply UDL in order to design this lesson for all learners and students. Because we started at 11, we mentioned about UDL, but I can recap in a separate. Yes, of course. No, it's not on the alphabets. We are going to write it down. Yes, exactly. Okay. Okay.
خليكوا صلوح يا بنات يا حبيبي
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the fruitful discussion between all of you. Just to continue, we need to explore actually tools and technologies that promote online accessibility, and this actually includes the screen readers. I'm gonna just skim through them quickly. So what they are, screen readers, they are software applications that convert text and visual elements on a computer screen into synthesized speech or braille output. So they allow individuals who are blind or have visual impairment to access and navigate the digital content. So how they function, screen readers actually read out loud the text, the headings, the links, the buttons, and other interface elements. And after this session, actually, there is another important session. It guides you how to design actually also the course or the lesson in order for the screen reader to let them read all these. And also the screen reader, they provide keyboard shortcuts for navigation and interaction, so the users can also customize the speech settings to suit their preferences. The keyboard navigation, so what is a keyboard navigation? It ensures that all elements of a website or application can be accessed and used using a keyboard alone without relying on a mouse or a touchpad. So this is crucial for individuals with motor disabilities. This is very important, and who may have difficulty using a mouse. Yes? Yes, the keyboard key. Yes, the key shortcuts. Yes. So the designers and developers, they need to ensure that all interactive elements, menus, and content, they are navigable actually and usable using the keyboard shortcuts. Alternative text for images. So the alternative text actually often refer to alt text or alt attributes, Actually, it is a textual description of an image. So it provides information about the content and function of an image to make it accessible for individuals who cannot see it. So you need, as designers or instructors, users, we need to add the description of the image, okay, with the title of the image as well, okay, just to let it be concise and descriptive. Captioning and transcript, what they are, so actually the captions are text-based representation of spoken content in videos, while transcript also are written versions of audio or video content. So the video should be captioned, and the audio content also should be accompanied by transcript. Talking about the assistive technologies, so what they are, the assistive technology actually encompasses a wide range of software and hardware tool designed actually to assist individuals with disabilities in various ways, and also I'm gonna add it with learners with different learning needs and preferences as well. So as we mentioned, like the speech recognition software, a braille display for reading digital content, screen magnifier, sticky keys, text to speech, everything that it is related actually to deliver the content in more accessible way, those we call it like the assistive technologies. This is a list of free assistive technologies. I assume that I'm gonna send you the PowerPoint, so that's why I list many of them. So you can go and check them in order to use them to design your online courses. Many more. I'm gonna send it to you anyway, it's okay. And also, the accessibility evaluation tools are very essential. So what they are software tools also that assesses the accessibility of website and digital content. So they can identify issues such as missing alt text, which we mentioned earlier, improper coding or navigation problems. So these tools actually, they are used effectively in online content by technologists, by developers, by designers as well, to ensure that the content delivered in an online format, it is accessible and inclusive. Here also some list of free of free tools for evaluation accessibility, and with a short description for each. And now the last part is to continue with 1 minute, please. Okay, what else you would write down in order to design the lesson in front of you using these tools, okay, and share it with your colleague, please, okay? 1 minute, and at the end we are going just to take one volunteer just to write down, just to share actually what you write it down regarding designing your lesson, okay? Yes. Okay, so we're done. Actually, we had a last part, but time is up. I just need one volunteer actually to share with us the design of the course that you made, just briefly in a few seconds, if you want to. Yes.
So in the first lesson, exploring the solar system, as we see, we had students with visual impairments, English language learners, ADHD, and of course various learning styles and preferences. So the lesson description, they said they had a video lecture with visuals. Of course, like for people with visual impairments, as you told us about a software, it's related to screen readers, so it would be super useful right here. Also, we have the traditional multiple choice quiz. Again, it wouldn't be possible for all of them, so maybe we would give them a certain opportunity for them to choose the kind of assessment that they would prefer. Also, a written research assignment, like written, maybe it would be more project-based. Maybe someone, I don't know, would share something only by speaking, not only writing about it. And I would like to note something related to ADHD. Like, let's say it's good to have them maybe, let's say, design a project like for a planet, maybe have a design of a planet like 3D in front of them or anything, so that they would be able to be engaged more. Also, it's very important for peer review and having a group work, and my colleague and I were actually discussing the idea, what if they would be creating the rubric themselves based, of course, on like logical understanding, so they would be providing like peer review. Also, group work for them to help each other, maybe providing descriptions and so on. As for the other lesson, it's about exploring Shakespearean sonnets. We have dyslexia, for example. Of course, when they have like a text-based lecture, maybe they would be annoyed. Okay, so it's good to put it maybe, let's say, in a PowerPoint, let's say in short ones, rather than longer text. Also, it's good to have like maybe for people with visual impairment, of course, like a screen reader. Also, what else? Yeah, so in general, maybe something related to music, and of course not a written assignment, because maybe it would be super hectic for them to do it. And yeah, that's it in general.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much, everyone.